All right, man. Interested to see what happens with the narration here because this is the third time that I've tried to brush up on it and make sure that the base video isn't too loud and the audio that I'm giving you now is loud enough. So who knows? We'll see. Pretty frustrating. It's hard to make these YouTube videos all the time. I'm really bad at the whole editing process, but appreciate anyone that watches them. Starting off this video with a bang with a 110 kilo, 242 pound snatch. This is my best snatch of all time. This video has the majority of my best lifts of all time. The cycle that I ran throughout late summer, all throughout the fall, early winter, into the end of 2025 and early 2026 is the best training that I've ever put together in my entire life. So I'm glad to be able to make this video and talk through some of this stuff here. Basically, this entire block I weighed right around 100 kilos, 220 pounds, which seems to be the weight range where I'm able to pack on a really stimulative amount of training and turn it into something with a good return and push out really good lifts. So just some data for me to consider in the future, although I don't like to push my body weight a whole lot higher than that. When I was younger, I pushed it a little bit higher and it was just a mess, man. So I'd like to sit closer down to 210, and I imagine that I'll work my way down closer to that after hitting some lifts like this. So hit some deads after that snatch, 463 pounds for 6. And then this is one of my favorite lifts I've ever done here, 143 kilo, 315 pound clean and jerk. That's a lift I've been after since I knew what Olympic lifting was. So that felt really good, man. I don't know why I don't have any of the warm-up footage from that particular day, but I know that that was the first attempt at 143, 315, and I smoked it, so it felt really good. I guess I could have tried something a little bit heavier after that, but why not just take it and move on? So hit a 320-pound pause bench and a 330-pound touch-and-go bench. So happy to say that I've benched 150 kilos. The bench doesn't bother my shoulders at all the way that overhead stuff does. So I would love to keep pushing the bench for a really, really long time. I see it being one of the lifts that I'm able to push probably the longest over everything, because not that I care a whole lot about like chin-ups, but that's overhead. That kind of irritates my shoulders. And maybe the clean and bench, I guess. I don't see myself being able to push deadlift or squat or something as I get, much older as decades go on. So I turned 27 during this cycle, so just something of note, I guess, as the years go on. It is the strongest that I've ever been. My body mass is a little bit heavier than it has been the past couple years, but just gonna keep trying to push stuff within reason, So hit a 418 pound single and a 440 pound single before this PR back squat right here. So the past couple years, especially like when I PR'd my back squat last in 2023, that was the only lift that I was pushing. I was barely training upper body. I wasn't doing hardly any Olympic lifting at all, almost none. So to be able to squeak out a back squat PR, 212 kilos, 465 pounds, like feels really good. Like within this whole cycle here, I feel like that's kind of the most mental of all of these lifts for me. Probably just because it's the lift that I've done the most, and I try to like hold a higher standard to it. But dude, if I can PR all of my lifts like this, like weightlifting total, powerlifting total, and just like other stuff generally, then I'm more than happy with getting any number of back squat PR in there, whether it's 5 pounds, whether it's whatever. Like super stoked on that, super happy with it. So that was a good, almost unexpected lift in this whole cycle. So I hit some cleans actually after that back squat in that session, which is something I almost never do. Worked up to 325, and then the following week I meant to attempt a 335 clean to be my heaviest clean in the past couple years. Back in 2020, I cleaned 341, but that was a 345 attempt right there. So I actually misloaded the bar. I thought that I was loading 335, but if I would have hit 345, man, that probably would have been like my best lift ever. Anyway, PR'd the front squat as well. So I think this is like 177 kilos. I know it's 390 pounds. I accidentally threw it in here twice, but Dude, super stoked on this lift. This is awesome. Nothing feels better than PRing a front squat, I guess, other than like a snatch or clean and jerk, but it's just a great lift to PR. It feels so good. And then actually took off the belt for these final two clips, got a 240 kilo, 528 pound final warm up on the sumo deadlift. And then the last clip that you'll see is the most weight I've ever deadlifted in my life, 260 kilo, 572 pounds. Thanks for watching, guys.